Do you think there are any issues that kids in the public school system are facing?
I do think they're facing some things, especially with peer pressure. I know we had some peer pressure when I was in school, but I think it's a different type of peer pressure because now in the environment we have a lot of gangs, from the inner city where that comes to our school. And of course, sometimes they clash with different things going on. And I don't remember actually having gangs when I was in school, but we did have people from different sides of town that may have said they was from here or there. But this gang thing, it goes around the whole community, and you got it spread out where. And then at our school, I mean, you got these gangs that kind of clash together because they from different parts of Macon, and they're all in our one school.
Okay, so you've got that conflicting kind of geographic.
Sometimes.
How do you feel that race and socioeconomic status play a role in Macon's public school system?
I think it plays a significant role, and I always have to look at, I guess, the school I am, where I'm at, because that's where I've been just about the majority of the time. And a lot of the kids that we have, they come from areas where they're lacking things, and you can tell the difference with just, somehow the kids behave, and then sometimes they may lack different resources they should have at home because they stay, maybe some of them stay in the projects and things of that nature. So that plays a factor, especially in some of the schools, because some of the schools in different areas may not get the same resources as some schools in other prominent areas. So at some schools, they may have a budget where they get hundreds of thousands of dollars in resources to help the students out of that school because they are able to get that funded at their school. At our school, we have a real low budget just because of the school that we're at. And the students that we have, they come from these other schools, and their resources from their schools don't come with them. So we have to just use the resource that we already have, for our students. So that can play a big issue. We got some teachers that are dedicated to making sure that students get what they need, on a daily basis. So I think the public education is still good. Of course, you got private school and you got charter schools, and I think their educations are good as well. But I'm pretty sure they get a lot more resources, at a private school because they taking in tuition and things of that nature. But the important key, which some kids I think they don't have that. They can go home and say, well, I ain't had nobody help me with my homework, or I asked my parent to help me and they didn't know what to do. So, and that plays a part in the education that their parents got, whether they dropped out or things of that nature. So it's important to try to, make sure that if they do have both parents or they just have one, to make sure those parents are invested in their child's education.
So would you say it's really a cycle where it comes from the parents to the children to
Oh
their
yeah,
children?
yes. Of course, you got some, some kids that fall through the crack that may come from a home where, the parents are pushing education. They just maybe got drawn in by their peers, peer pressure to do stuff outside of school that's not pertaining to school and just get caught up. Because I've seen kids that are actually smart and get caught up into what's going on in their neighborhood and just fall by the wayside. But taking the investment in your kid, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, that's the main thing.
Who do you think plays a bigger role in their education, the parents or the teachers?
I say it's a combination of both, because you got to have teachers that's invested in make sure their students are getting what they need. Because you got some teachers that are probably just getting a paycheck. Let's just be real. But you got most of the teachers, they're there because they enjoy teaching and they want to help students get to the next level. But I think it takes a good combination of both. When I call parents, I say, hey, whatever you can do to help me with your child, because this is something that we're both doing. I only have them for a few hours at school, but you got them the rest of the time when they're at home. So I think it takes both.
In what ways do you think the Macon community plays a role in the public school system?
The jobs that try to come into Macon, they look at, the education system and how those kids are doing on different tests to see if they want to bring their company to Macon. So if they see that we got low scores, they're gonna we're not gonna bring our company to Macon. You're not gonna have the people qualified that we're gonna need to work in our, at our job. So that plays a big role. So if we got better educated students, because a lot of people are not going to leave Macon and go somewhere else, they're going to be right here. But if they're better educated, at least we can have, better jobs that come into Macon. We have a, kind of a turnover rate with kids dropping out of school. And so the main thing is trying to keep these kids in school, you know, the whole time until they graduate. So at least they can, you know, have enough education so they can at least go to maybe some type of higher education, even if it's not college. At least they can go to a technical school and then be able to get a decent job and have a decent income for their family.
What made you decide to bring Jamal to Middle Georgia Center for Academic Excellence, and do you think programs like this one are effective?
Well, the main reason is because I work here, so you know he ain't having anywhere else to go. I had to pick him up from school and bring him here with me. But at the same time, I like for him to work not only with me but with other people. So, you know, I don't be the one just kind of forcing it on him. Say that he just hearing it from me. He can hear it from people like yourself saying, "Come on, Jamal, you can do this, you can do that." Put in the effort to make sure we help them get what they need while they're here, because their parents may not have time to work with them like we're working with them when they get home. So I think that's helping some of our kids get to another level. I've been here this is my maybe 12th or 13th year working with Mr. Hart.
Wow.
So I've seen an array of kids come through here and do some awesome things, because we've had some awesome stuff that we've done with the kids over the years. So I think it's a great program for kids to come to get their education, get a little bit extra help, and I hope there's other places in the community, which I know there are, that's doing the exact same thing. So I like to say it can get better. I think we got administration in place that's trying to make it better for us. They're making us be uncomfortable, which is good, because if you get complacent and comfortable, you know, you just kind of, you know, you lax off. So I think we always need to be in an uncomfortable position, you know, to challenge the teachers and challenge the students.